Hey, hey, hey. Happy Friday. How is everyone? Welcome, welcome, Metaphysical Mama, to the platform or portal. If it's your first time, and welcome back if you're revisiting the channel. I appreciate you so much coming and hanging out. Time and energy is of the essence. And, we are the resources. And your time and energy and mine is more valuable than we can possibly imagine. So to get into today's reading, I just did a little short. I just pulled before I came on, funny enough, the eye of the storm. And if you can see, it's like, I'll take it up for a second here. It's rainy. It was like really humid today. And so I just popped that short up, and literally as soon as I was done recording it, it started like the rain came down really hard. And I thought that was kind of funny and interesting, right? And also, I'm going to read this before I get into this, because the first words of this are: the eye of the storm is a safe haven for your soul. And this card is about nourishment for the soul. Is it Pachakarmak? Number 32. So they definitely go together. And the other card, this is at the bottom of the deck, is turquoise, 39, which is 12. And 48 is also 12. And then we have 32, which we can also simplify to 5. So all those numbers and variables and frequencies are, a little bit of rain, it got chilly, are important. Because again, like Tesla says, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, right, think in terms of frequency, sound, and vibration. While we're also inheriting, right, our ancestral gifts, it's 555, which means that, right, each cell atom within us is awakening. So it's like a forever blooming onion, right, experience. We're forever awakening. So as we're coming into different frequencies and vibrations of ourself, our souls, right, each color of the rainbow, if you can, in your mind's eye, right, imagine, right, the colors, like little tiny, like how it's raining, of little tiny water molecules, or like watercolors, or what have you. And they blend and mix together, right, in different sounds and frequencies, and right, make different music together as they're intertwining and mixing and what have you. So, right, like, why do we feel like wearing certain colors, 333, on certain days, or dressing certain ways, right, up or down, or a little more inward, right, sometimes a little more bold, right, right, which is a vibration of color, right, how we feel. So getting into the comprehension of our energy, right, and our emotions, right, the different many colors that make up our rainbow body, right, emotions and soul, right, and imagination. That's how, right, we're able to tune, right, let me be an instrument of that peace, like the St. Francis prayer. So, right, we're vibrating, right, electric beings, right, that hold on to a magnetic frequency, right? We have magnets within also. That's what holds us down, right? 441, so to speak, right? Holds us down. Which we all also gravity, right? What goes up must come down. right? Otherwise we'd be floating all over the place. So we've been in a lower density vibration while experiencing, right, human existence in the flesh, right, and material. Oh, I started to train. So now we're just fine tuning, right, allowing more finer tuned frequencies to come in, more fluidity, so that we're able to, right, breathe through, right, with our breath. We can calm our emotional body, right, the waters that rise up like the tides above our heads, and in return cause the mercury inside to rise, the temperature gauge, which then travels up into the head and messes with this space, right, in our head. Mercury and muddy waters, right? The oceans come up into the Black Sea with mercury and makes it all messy. And then we have, right, our forefathers. We have an idea or thoughts that are then produced, mixed with, right, emotions and different, right, energies that are arising up within our waters. So in order to understand ourselves and become a greater controller and handler of our own inner environment, right, the universe is inside of you, right? And did I say thank you for coming to visit yet? Thanks for coming to share your universe with my universe, right? You and I verse. Right? And even if I can't hear you, right, verbally speaking, you're having thoughts and etc. as I'm going through, right, the channel of what I'm bringing to this channel and portraying to you. And then, right, and then we have other thoughts and feelings that mix with what we're listening to, what we're reading, what we're hearing, what we're seeing, right? We have a mixture of emotions and thoughts and ideas and resonance of vibration that may, right, rise up and resonate, and then other things that may, right, make us a little, right, or some things that you may not need at all, things that, right, I may say that may not resonate at all. So it's why I always take what resonates and leaves the rest, because truth resonates, and then we can just allow the rest to, right, go out into the air, the waters, let it go, and know, right, with faith and trust that what we need will be, right, it resonates within us. And otherwise we can let it come and go like the waves, right, in and out, like our breath, right? Energy never dies, right? And it's always in constant motion, just like the ocean. So it's, right, there's a lot of different things that come into play, but the ocean comes into play when? Right after the triple dark goddess womb breaks and the, right, hanging gardens broke, and okay, and I guess we all fell down. And here we are, all swimming in the fishbowl. So let's get into the reading. So Eye of the Storm is safe haven and pretty appropriate. We're going into Memorial Weekend. Like I said, it just started raining out. The sky was like, it was like swelling all day. The humidity was just building up and gray, right? Gray. See, if you listen to Dave Matthews, right, all the colors mixed together. Gray. So yeah, pretty fitting. And also I had to just to also this morning I had like big download, and it was like the black hole and seeing everything kind of getting sucked into it, which is also the hemispheres of the brain, right, coming into the cerebral cortex. But it gets into, like, right, obviously within and without and way deeper out to the metaphysical realm, right? So it also is like the tree and what have you getting kind of sucked into and things are going to get separated, because this is birth, right? Death and rebirth. So as things get sucked through the black hole, things are going to get divided and separated, just like birth, right? When a mother holds a fetus that grows within the womb, it grows and grows and grows within the amniotic sac and inside the womb of the mother, right? Inside the uterus. And then when it's time for the baby to be birthed, right? Which baby decides, right? And it's like, we can try to plan and the doctors can tell us when, but doesn't always happen that way, right? So then what happens, right? The woman gets contractions. So things get squeezed and right. And so right there's again sounds 1044 and it's painful for the mother and right the baby being born inside the child, right? Or whatever have you. So right it's getting squeezed and then there's right a time of reprieve. So being the eye of the storm, being the center, being the balance, and being able to be the calm when we're getting hit with different, right, cosmic rays, solar flares, right, the great solar flares, right? The word corona means crown chakra, right? The ring around the sun, the ring around the moon, aurora borealis, corona borealis, right? Even the spaceships that they right that people have right witnessed and what have you, if you're one, but many have witnessed right like some they produce a corona underneath, right, the anti-gravity and what have you, right? So a corona is a ring, right? So just putting things into different perspectives so that we are the calm. We have an inner knowing that there's multiple meanings to things and we don't have to allow what someone else, something else, or what we ourselves have been used to believing. We could say programmed and use all these other words too. So it's that, right? Because we are what we eat. So the thoughts and the things and the experiences that we've had, right, have grown us, programmed us, right? We've just been going about things for a certain amount of time, right? In the Piscean age, my friend and I were talking about this earlier. But now we're into the age of Aquarius, right? Different cycles, ages, times, right? That all combine and come into the formula, right? The equation, right? There's a formula shortage, right? So lots of the narratives that get put out are for, right, and it doesn't take away from what's going on and what people are experiencing, right? However, right, the narrative, right, reading between the lines, and again, many of us, right, there's many of us that have been here 1313, right? So that, again, that inner knowing, right, where we don't, right? So that's part of this too, right? Having awareness. I mean, we know everything, right? It's just being a little more consciously aware, having more awareness. It's like, oh, wait, right? I'm supposed to, let me take some time and space to process, even if it's old information. Let me try to process it and allow myself to 606 right now, digest it in a new, right? A new way. Not just the way we're used to, or sometimes just letting go. I don't have to think I have to do something. It may feel that way, but is that not maybe just anxiety? And others are used to us jumping and doing as soon as they, right, cast a line out, say something, or make us feel anxious or not good about ourselves, and vice versa. So we're just going to take more of a gentle approach and have a little more awareness how we treat ourselves. Are we allowing time and space to process? Are we breathing? It's like everybody's breathing, but are we paying attention to our breath in order to allow ourselves to be that eye of the storm in the true center here, right? True north. and come from a calm, balanced place, right? So just things that we want to write, like Nike, just do it, right? Just do it. We have to be it. And in order to be it, we need to breathe it, right? So let's see. So Eye of the Storm, safe haven. Eye of the Storm is a safe haven for your soul, a calm center, no matter what upheavals may occur, a life support system during stressful times or serious illness. Hold on to it during challenges so that you keep things in perspective. Self-understanding. You may be allowing the challenges and traumas of life to push you off center. Stress and pressure are a major cause of your dis-ease, right? And dis-ease is just when we're not at ease, and then it can manifest and develop, right? And inflate or grow within our body, right? Our physical vessel, right? Because we've been ignoring it or not allowing ourselves to nurture our inner child and tend to what we need to tend to within our own garden, our own tree of life. It's like so many things are going on right now, and all these, I'm just going to quickly just, right, like many are going through like lots of different things with like legal and law and what's being thrown out as, right, again, narratives into the media and into the public, right, for the people to then, which isn't a, it's like we the people have to learn independence, discernment, accountability, right, to claim our sovereignty. But we have to come from that willing, open-minded place. It's like I practice what I preach, and I don't just say things lightly, and I don't agree to things with other people written or orally. So it's like, and I'm very clear on what I have and have not agreed to, and what have you, in any, right, context. So when others are trying to take and twist things and manipulate things in a manner, right, to cause friction and to keep people in said purgatory, in waiting, make others, right, feel off balance. It's coming from a very immature, codependent place, or from, again, younger souls to that, right, again, a younger, immature place. So it's like, or again, there's lots of different, right, versions of games going on, so to speak, right? And challenges and species and, right, systems. So there's so many different things coming into play, right? And there's a way that things have been, so it can be very scary for those that are used to just demanding and dominating and people just quick backing away or oop, right? And we're not coming like, but we're also not backing away, and we're questioning like, okay, well, what is it that it's like, right? I would be able to produce maybe an answer or something if I knew what I was actually working with, but I'm getting thrown a bunch of different, say, foods that don't belong together. And my name, which I haven't used in any, like, say, legal documentation written or orally in over 5 years now, shouldn't be being used in any manner by anyone else trying to, right, bring me into a ring, whether it's a square or a circle or any kind of court system, in order to supply and demand or keep me hostage in any kind of way or form, seen or unseen, in any timeline, realm, dimension, or, right, say, foreign land. So Just to put that out there. And it's like I'm completely neutrally humble, but again, like, and what I'm not getting too detailed in what I'm referring to, but I'm being detailed enough because I'm being really polite, actually. Because I do treat others how I would like to be treated. So, you know, it's like if you don't want your dirty laundry hung out, I suggest not trying to take other people's underwear and wear them or whatever that is that those of you that are used to doing that kind of stuff thought you were going to get away with again and like laughing. I don't find it funny. I mean, I don't find it humorous at all. But again, hey, I'll laugh though if you want me to laugh. So again, be in the eye of the storm, even though, right? Because what we're dealing with is a lot of too, right? And I'm sure if you're on this channel, you can relate. There's a lot of gaslighting, which I didn't even know what that word meant really, right? Until like, but I've experienced it my whole life. I just didn't really have, you know, the words to describe many of the things I've experienced or gone through since my right existence on this like earthly plane, so to speak, right? That we call life in the human realm. So, you know, I've always felt out of place here and a little odd and weird, right? And but I'm also Aquarian moon, right? But others will see me, right? I'm a Sag rising. So the way others see me is, I don't know, I guess more warrior like, right? And being a Taurus sun on the cusp of Gemini, I can also appear and am right, stubborn and bullheaded to a certain extent. And absolutely. But very open-minded too at the same time. So it's like, right, so there's a balance of, right, it's like I practice what I preach. I've been doing this work for a long time. It doesn't make me better or worse or know any more or less or anything than any of you or anybody else or any other thing. It's like I can only come from the perspective I'm coming from in the now, and that's it. And allow things from my past or my experiences to arise within those moments in time, and then they kind of right come together and intertwine, and they may develop another picture or two. Oh, there's like a big pheasant walking in the rain. He's like, I think it's a pheasant or a turkey. It looks like a pheasant. So things that intertwine again, right? Combine, right? Solomon's concubines, right? So the universe is mental, way different than common sense, right? Intelligence, the universal mind, right? The universal Father God, way different than the Lord, the landlord, that's a farmer of the land. Yeah, 616. And there's many right things that get bulked up and mixed up together all into one, like into one parking lot that don't really belong. So again, that goes into coming through again this black hole. This is Memorial Weekend, so I don't know, but this morning is all I know is, and it's still there, is I'm still seeing it coming in through the center, and like it's like two, like getting sucked down in, and it's like the tree, or is it it's a tree, which we're a tree, so it's like, but I couldn't really, I'm like, I don't, tree of knowledge, tree of life, and or ancient flower of life, and the, but it's like all, that's why it's like all of them kind of getting sucked in, and then everything's gonna get where it needs to get put so that it can get realigned, right? And then the vibration will be purified within our rainbow bodies and our minds. Wow. Just do it. All right, so let's see if we can get finished through the reading part. So, right, so dis-ease. So stress and pressure are a major cause of your dis-ease, of our dis-ease, as we the people, as everything, right? Stress and pressure that is we don't need. Breathe. People will be okay if we don't go running to their beck, right? Beacon call. You could be focusing too closely on one aspect of life to the detriment of others. Look at the wider picture. Divination. Time to relax and let go of stress. Stay mindful rather than watchful. Excess adrenaline adversely affects your immune system. Switch on the positive potential in your cell walls, right? So all you have to do is tell that to your body, right? Turn on, switch on the positive potential within your cell walls. It's like, turn on DNA, right? Tell it, turn on, activate, right? Activate, go, gadget, go. I got to get into that too. Penny. Oh, yeah. And oh, gosh. And then the dude that talked to his arm, claw, or whatever his name was. Always a dude with an arm. All right. All right. So switch the positive potential in your cell walls on. Meditate quietly to rejuvenate your DNA. So you have, it's Friday or whenever you're watching this, always make sure that you at least make time and space for yourself. Because most of us say we don't have that time. Well, if you're already cutting yourself off from Father Time, there's a flag right there. We got lots of them for all nations, don't we? And that's the father of the material world. And then we have the father of the flesh, the devil, which is also the universe. I mean, this goes deep into the universal five, but it's like Mercury, right? So depending on what people have or have not made decisions to do or not do with their free will, right? Things are getting tally-hoed up. The scales are being balanced. This is right. This is harvest time. This is fertility season. So this is when things are, it's like we're seeing what has been planted, what is sprouting, what's being grown, right? Who's been involved with which, right? Growing what, right? So that's just part of all this, right? And including all of ourselves, right? All of us, all it goes this close. There ain't no exemptions. It's like you don't get no, yeah, ticket to like. And that's what my friend and I were talking about earlier too. It's like you don't get to like skip grades or just get like appointed a position for being like it's like no. You got to right. God wrote the Constitution on your heart, so you have your own right. I have my own journey, obstacles, things I need to go through on my soul path and my journey in order to develop the vibrations of my rainbow body that my soul needs in order to balance out my emotional body, my mental faculties, right? My Adams and Eves within my living tree of life. And I'm a living being with living waters that creates and produces other living things and non-living, right? So it's like we're constantly producing, impregnating, and birthing, right? And killing, right? It's like, I didn't like that. I decided not to do that. Or I started it with that, right? So like I was going to do this video at 4:40, but then I didn't get to do it till 5:50. And that happens anytime I try to put a time on here, which is why I try not to do that. But Facebook makes you put a time up. They make you put it on StreamYard. So, but again, I stay in my moments, and so my time and someone else's time and divine time ain't always going to be aligned time, right? It's like I can be like, I'll try, but I know who I work for. So I follow my inner guidance first and foremost. So whether people are yelling at me or not, or just saying I should, or how am I not, or what should else I do, I can only do what I can do, what I've been given with. So I can't, I've learned that lesson a long time ago, not to it's like what, right? The serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, key, and the wisdom to know the difference. So it's like, can I do anything about that? Did I try to do something about that? Did it make any sense? Am I getting bombarded from like a bunch of, am I feeling more confused and getting myself more upset and riled up and like non-productive than if I just forget it for right now because I'm not getting anywhere with that, or it's just messy, or what they're asking makes no sense and I don't even know what they're really asking for, right? So there's not much I can do with that, and I'm not going to invest time and energy into a shitty diaper that someone just threw my way that has nothing to do with me at all. It's like, I don't mind helping anybody, but I'm certainly not going to be, yeah, the catcher in the rye for that one. You know what I'm saying? So, when we start to do stuff like that, and again, it's like, right, becoming unapologetic in the manner of, doesn't mean I don't care. I don't give a about you or anything else, and I don't have to follow these rules and that's not what I'm saying at all. Absolutely not. But that's how others will twist things or make it appear to look great. So definitely not. It's like I've thoroughly already taken a look at that and gone inside and considered with my inner guidance. And if I'm not supposed to jump and put my energy and my time into it, I'm not going to. And sometimes I would like to, but I still have that feeling inside that's like, it's not mine to, right? And maybe they have another soul lesson. Maybe there's something else that needs to come out before I have to do anything. Maybe I'm just like the deer. I'm just kind of the middle. I'm just being used as a example in order to bring some kind of situation, right, into revelation, right, right, there's apocalypse, revealing of truths. So sometimes we're just holding space and allowing things to kind of play out in order to bring, right, fruition to something that we all as a collective need to take a look at. It's not like, oh, see, they're all whatever. It's like, wait, yes, that sucks. We need to take a look at that because it's affecting not just, and it's like, obviously, either they don't know what to do because nobody else is, we're not right, willing to allow that pendulum to swing in a few different directions besides 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Or in a circle, or getting fished out into a square somewhere. Capiche? From the Middle East. We want to balance it all out. So we ain't shooting all over the place or catching someone else's, right? So it's like we're cleaning up, right? The swamp. Okay. Oh, spirit, like, I don't know if you watch this, I mean, it's like, really, spirit has a ball with me acting out like a fucking ding dong. I have to, it's like, and acting out like mime, like all this crazy, it's like, and I have to walk away sometimes from certain people, places, or things after. It's like spirit come through me. I'm saying spirit, right? Energy, however you want to call it, right? Possession of Mary, another ghost, something comes through me or whatever. It's just my energy bubbling around, right? And but anyhow, sometimes the shit comes out of my mouth, or that I have to like enact, or like just be like it's like it's very interesting is all I got to say about that. And I gotta walk away sometimes shaking my head like, oh my God, I just had to, like, what was that? What did you just have me do? It's like, oh. So again, you discernment, but also, you know, yeah, once you're more familiar with the different energies that come in and through, because some can be very variables, very scary or unsure. So when you feel unsure, pay attention to those feelings. And it doesn't mean cut them off, cast them out, whatever. It just means, right, use caution. Don't freak out so much. Again, eye of the storm, eye of the tiger, right? Being the center. So it's like when you feel something a little uneasy, or it's like, I don't know if I can trust that energy. Even if it's something you said, okay, this is another thing. Impersonators, they're obviously just like identity theft. Well, demons and etc., whatever the F you want to call whatever, other beings use other names and frequencies, or will say that they're other beings, or right, again, like Photoshop and CG, right, computer graphics and what have you. There's so many different voice freaking overs. There's so many. You use your discernment. What is CERN? Right? The Great Particle Collider. Use, right? Discern. So you're not just smashing your particles all over. There's a, right, double slit method. There's a particle and a wave and a current. It's like electricity, right? A magnetic electricity, positive and negative, and an electrical charge, right? How much does everybody pay for their bill for electricity? But where's the charges coming from? Where does electricity come from? And how often do we pay if we're using our energy to get upset? If then, right, worried, anxiety, anger, frustration, envy, jealousy, grudge, all those, right, negative emotions, right, or lust, exerting, right, like people use energy. What's energy? What's electricity? How many ways do we pay? And are we already throwing out our energy all over the place without having awareness of it, right? We want to allow that energy to come in and out a little bit more smooth so that we're able to, right, gather our marbles, right? These nuts. All right. So healing insight, you can stay centered and calm no matter what storm rages around you. I'm going to say that again. You say it to yourself, right? I can stay calm no matter what storm rages around me. I have the ability to stay calm no matter what storm rages within or outside of me, right? Within or without. I am going to be the eye of the storm. I am safe. I am loved. I have the ability to remain calm and be the eye of the storm no matter what storm rages within or without of, right? Within or without. So let's see, frequency, earthy and high, chakra, all, timing, any, soul path, walking safely through the storm. And should we read turquoise? I'm going to read turquoise at the end. Let's get into Pacha Karmic. Okay. You are granted the gifts of fertility, creativity, and earthly abundance to support all needs for nourishing body, mind, and soul, and to live your life fully and be capable of manifesting your divine purpose. Give yourself permission to be nourished. This includes your body and also providing your heart, your mind, your soul with what they are hungry for: meaning, sweetness, divine love, and permission to be the authentic you. When you feed yourself that which truly nourishes you, wisely and generously, you shall become one who can also feed the world that for which it truly hungers. 41:4, as I just said that. Explore and experiment with nutritional wisdom which suits your body at this time. Understand that it may change over time. Remember that caring for the needs of your body is more important and spiritually mature than trying to force your body to meet the expectations of a belief system that is outside of yourself. And that's why most people feel it's so much disease, because we're trying so hard not to make others upset. And this is the way it's supposed to be. And that's what we have to, or we won't have, and da-da-da. Look, that's exhausting even just saying that. 6:33, right? So yeah, learning to be able to breathe. And it's like, it's going to be okay. We're going through change. It's a transition that we're all experiencing. And it's really important that we're grateful for the people that have been holding up, right, the structures and the foundations. And that's not like we don't need those things. There's varying different, right, grades and degrees of all different beings here. So seeing where everybody kind of fits and can vibrate best, right, is really important. And the only way that we can do that is when we are coming from true north, that true center, and learning to come from that authentic place of self, right? Which can be very scary, to not be part of the right crowd, the hive, right? What people expect, your family, religious fashions, the state, the government, the schools, the way that things usually are, how it, whatever, landlords, laws, not having certain, right, responsibilities or caps. But again, there's a difference between legal and law. And the big mamas, the big daddies are here right now. And they ancient, big, yeah. It's like, yeah, no, it don't matter what anybody keeps trying to finagle and move around as man, especially 3D man, making other 2D things with hands, right? Putting things on paper, typing things with text, going through the right internet electronically, etc. It don't matter either way. It don't anyway. Clairvoyantly, MK ultraing, any chanting, ritual, all right. And again, most people, it's like that's what's worked for them. So of course, that's what they've been doing, right? So it can be scary what's ever worked for them for so long. I mean, maybe, I'm okay. Let's see. Understand that it may change over time. Remember that caring for the needs of your body is more important and spiritually mature than trying to force your body to meet the expectations of a belief system outside of yourself. Don't starve yourself of what you need on any level of your being, including peace, solitude, love, time spent in spiritual communion, artistic expression, and nutrition. Now, what a concept, right? But most are like, I got to make the money, get up, go to work, go to school. I got to go to work and go to school. I don't know how I'm going to pay off school. And I'm working to go to school so that I can have another job to pay off school. And I don't even know. It's like, wait a minute, hold on a second. That doesn't sound like loving oneself. It's like, it's good to have goals and challenges and have achievements. But if we're burying ourselves and burning ourselves out and putting ourselves under all of these stipulations and words and papers, Earth is a school, and the water, the leaves, the air, the rocks are its library, along with us being walking, talking books of life, right? So while I absolutely, yeah, school's amazing and awesome, but is it amazing and awesome to, I mean, again, right, discernment, the way that the system is not very accepting. It has not been, anyhow. We're in change though, because I do see a lot more artistic things coming out, which I'm like, woohoo. And we really do need that in the healing environments and the institutions. We need to bring healing into these places, not we need your money, hurry up, take this, take control. What do you need? Well, I'm just going to do what I want anyway. And then where's the payment? It's like, whoa, whoa. And no one has any answers or any clarity or any balance. It's just the disease of wanting more and wanting you to do whatever they want now, which does not work for me and any of us, right? I mean, I don't think anybody likes to be treated or whatever that way, right? So it is very important, right, to be in peace and take that time for yourself, to be in solitude, right, to love yourself, time spent with yourself and spirit and communion. Like I was just saying before, that's right. That's more important than anything. And then you'll be right where you need to be, or get put right where you need to get put, so that you have what you need or can receive what you need, right? When you're in that vibration, we receive. We're in tune because we're open to receive. So we do get what we need. It just may not be the same way that we're used to seeing it happen. All right. If you've been struggling with your needs being met on some level, a blessing is given, woohoo, to help you into more nourishing and abundant situations in all areas of your life, which is freaking kudos, awesome, because that's what we want to ask for, right? With self, it's like, right, my health is my wealth, and I would like abundance in all forms, right? As to pertain to the vibration to me. It's like we can't have everything all at once all the time, nor do I need that, right? It's like as long as I have what I need and I'm vibrating and able to vibrate and help others, it's like woohoo. I'm very content and happy. I'm not like, right, nothing in excess. To thine own self be true and nothing in excess. Those are like the two laws of Ma'at. There's 42, but that's like the two, right? Treat others how you'd like to be treated, and to thine own self be true. Nothing in excess. No thing in excess. Which we all have a hard time with. I mean, put me in a store, forget it. I'm like, ooh, 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 fairy mode. And ooh, I didn't do Fairy Friday today. But yeah, it's like, I know myself though. So I'm like, don't bring me in the store, because I get way too excited and too many energies start talking to me. And then I'm like, ooh, and then I'm like, should I get this one or D, or I don't know, D. Forget it. I'm like, if we're just only need a few things, I'll wait in the car, you go, and we're good. Because if I go, we're going to both walk out frustrated. We don't need that. And I'm going to spend way more money than I need to. I don't need to do that. So I know myself. Once in a blue moon, I do it. And I'm like, see, I leave with a big bag just shaking my head. And I'm like, I knew it. I knew it. Fail. No, I mean, but I'm pretty good. I very much live on minimal, and I have for a long time. So, but yeah, but again, yeah, I get way too excited. I'm like a little kid in a candy. Yeah. Anybody that knows me knows that I cannot deny it. All right. Spiritual guidance. So many human beings around the world suffer from undernourishment on physical, emotional, and psychological levels. Being fed more of, and right, sexual too, which is sacred energy, spirit first, before it has anything to do with two fleshly bodies bumping uglies, right? Or any other, right? Like again, and don't forget, animals were here before human fleshly skin. Right? Another little, lots of other little stuffs. How did life begin? Being fed more of what you don't need cannot satisfy hunger. The cells and the soul cry out for what will truly stave off starvation. And I think most people right now, it's like, it's obviously, it's a love. That's what people have been looking for the whole time. And obviously in such a depressive state, because thinking that they don't have love, or the right Father God and has abandoned them, or Mother Father God, however, right, it's looked, it depends on the being and when they were right born, originated, how and when they came here. That would be the right nature of their specific belief system, right? So opening the heart chakra, which has been sealed off and concealed. So we've been in the physical and in the lower chakras, or just the higher, or just some in the emotional. It depends, right? Again, different variations. It's always three, always thirds, right? Head, body, feet. Same with if you write a paper, introduction, right? The body and the closing. Always the same. Coding, same, right? Always three. So same, 33, 33, 33. And then there's one left over, which is 0.5 and 0.5, which is thought and feeling. They get popped out. So that penny is very important. And that penny can make or break us if we've allowed, right, Adam and Eve to travel outside of the garden and start making a whole bunch of babies outside of ourselves. That means, right, we allowed other parts of ourselves to be in control of a whole nother, right? So we're taking a look at that. Okay. If that made any sense. I hope. I hope it did. I hope it resonated. And please like, subscribe, and hit the little belly bell if you would be so kind. And share with a Soul Tribe member or someone that you think may, benefit, or just, I know I'm kind of all over the place. So, but I do hope if I help one person here, there, and in between, again, happy, heart full of green. Well, the heart chakra is green, but not like green with envy. It's green and blue. But right now, red and blue make purple too, right? So like native Navajo, we say like, right, we take the mighty purple path. Right? Let's see, where am I? So the quest for the profound, vitalizing, and satisfying experience of genuine spiritual presence is part of this. Pachakarmak is known as the father of the world in the Peruvian Ichma culture. Ikma? That's funny. Which preceded the Inca tradition. He is the provider of the gift of agriculture. Part of his mythic story is that in creating the first man and woman, he forgot to create food for them. Also, when the man died, the woman cursed Pachakarmak, accusing him of neglect. In response, the god made her fertile. At a symbolic level, this story tells of the need for sacred rage towards neglect and the creative resourcefulness that we can generate only when we get angry enough to demand healing change. Yo, that's crazy. That's what I was just talking about. Very interesting. I don't feel neglected necessarily, but in a certain way we all do. I mean, I'm not gonna, right, because it's like, hey, I don't know what people accept, but I don't allow that feeling to swallow me up too much, right? So I try to do my best to acknowledge that and not allow that to take me over, right? I have to be the driver in the car for the most part, right? Or just allow it to be on cruise control, right? Autopilot. Let's see. Food is a matter of spiritual importance. Without proper nourishment, which heals the body, illuminates and informs the mind, and fortifies the soul, we undermine a healthy relationship between the spirit, the mind, and the body. 3. If the body is out of balance and the mind filled with fear, then the attempts of the spirit to move your life in the correct direction will be met with resistance, anger, and defiance. Denying the needs of the body out of a misplaced sense of spiritual consciousness is not going to further our spiritual cause on this planet. I'll read that again. Denying the needs of the body out of a misplaced sense of spiritual consciousness is not going to further our spiritual cause on this planet, right? 515, as I just said that. Your sacred companions for your spirit this lifetime, your body, mind, and soul cannot fulfill their part of your divine destiny if they are not properly nurtured. This requires unlearning the social pressures to dominate the body and the mind and the spiritual body, because that's what, any addiction and codependency and alcoholism, that's a spiritual disease, right? Rape, any of that is due to the nature of, right, missing, right, spirit to balance those things, which is way different than religion and belief. And so it's like those things were building blocks to where we get now. So I'm not going to say anything about like good, bad, whatever have you, right? It's all like, again, things that we've built in order to become who we are now. And now we just take a look at that. And it's like, okay, I don't have to hold on to that belief so tight. I can allow, right, room for movement. So there's space to breathe, right? And time can be more fluid, right? Practicing guidance and responsiveness. This requires unlearning the social pressures to dominate the body and mind and practicing guidance and responsiveness that has at its heart disciplined balance with loving relationship. Step by step with the moderation rather than fantasism, and by experimenting with what suits you rather than what suits another, or what you think is going to, right, make another upset, because that's, again, suiting another, are ways to work with nourishment wisely. This may include changing our habits of food consumption to ethical, organic, local, and sustainable produce as much as we can. Absolutely. And when you eat local, you're eating of the same, like, local, right, natural food that's grown, that's vibrating in the same vibration that you're vibrating in. So it's like, oh, your body knows right what to do with that, especially if it's coming from, right, the, fresh off being, ripe, instead of being, transported from one country to another over, right, the air or in a ship or on a truck, and then brought to a store and marked up and inflated in price. And then we put it in our body, and it's already lost so much of its vibration from traveling so far away from where it was originally, right, plucked from. And let alone how things were grown with the GMOs and the spread rate, all that too. So important too to recognize the lunar, my friend and I were speaking of that earlier too, 13 months of the lunar calendar, because that has a lot to do, that's farmers' almanacs, having to do with gardening and fertility and being in tune with Mother Earth and the seasons and what time it is in order to, right, plant and harvest and, right, gain a good bumper crop that is, right, good and plenty for the whole is very important. So just coming into, again, having more of an awareness that there's more perceptions of time and cycles and seasons and ages, right, and ourselves, again, than we can possibly imagine. And that makes it in itself, right, it allows our inner child to be a little more giggly and accept that it's like, okay, wait a minute, we're saying that, like, we don't have to be so, like, and freak out. Like, wait a minute, we can allow ourselves to be a little more fluid and, like, silly and more childlike, so that then that's how we're going to heal. That's how we're going to actually feel better and, right, create a more harmonious environment where we're coming out of dis-ease, because then we're not carrying and holding on to those emotions and thoughts that produce and manifest those dis-eases. Right. Look at that. It's like, wow. All right, so it may be about willingness to redefine convenience to include that which contributes to health rather than that which only saves time. It may also include noticing that what we consume in the form of entertainment and information, and figuring out if it is really helping or hindering our spiritual growth, right? Yeah, entertainment, information. What am I trying to figure out and put my time and energy into? So the things that, again, that we're taking in, eating, and allowing to be wedged in our, right, taking up rental space in our head, right? Just part of our everyday routine, part of whatever, right? Just unconsciously, oh, that's what it is. So, right, it's like, wait. We do have ability to, right? It's like not really tune in or just not allow or change the frequency. It's like, I don't have to, right? Again, serenity prayer. Just having more conscious awareness, because it's like, sometimes I eat shit that ain't so like healthy for me. I eat mostly healthy, but sometimes it's like I just want something that's going to actually make me feel a little more dense and like grounded and tired, and right, because I can be so like it's like I want a burger sometimes, or right, like today I had a salmon with avocado panini and had lettuce and tomato on it. And it could have used like maple syrup or something. It was like kind of missing a little something, but it was really good. So, it's like more of a healthy, but it had, right, it was on a panini. So it's like white bread, so more carby, right? But I don't mind the carby sometimes. I have others that, right? And sometimes I don't really eat that much carbs though. So, but it's like, but and not even because it's like I don't want to eat carbs, because no, it's just because I'm aware that it, again, alcohol, it turns to sugar, it makes you feel tired and sluggish. I know what it does, but sometimes if I haven't been able to rest and I'm too high strung and I'm going through too much stuff, it's like, oh, I need to eat something a little more dense that's going to bring me into like a more like vibration, so that I can like calm that energy down within myself. If I've already tried it's like if I've already, right, I'm doing, and my body, my soul is like, you need to eat yourself something that's gonna make you like, the itis. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? All right. So, right, honoring yourself is important. All right. True spirituality is joyful and playful. It's not duh. And it's certainly not about no longer having any fun, right? What you will find as your spirit grows more present in your body and mind is that your sense of what used to be fun may not be so fun anymore. You may need something that brings more joy into your heart and your world. Finding what works for you can only happen as you begin to listen, right, to your inner child, to your body, your emotional body, to the body, to your mind and your soul. Listening as if your spirit were a caring and wise parent, which you are. This is all about rising, right? The devil inside. Every single one of us, the devil inside. Right? Nothing in excess. You know the band In Excess? Right? So raising the little devil inside up through, that's our inner child, to, right, nurture and guide, so that that child can rise into Christ consciousness, right? So you may need something that brings more joy into your heart and your world. Finding what works for you can only happen, I already read that part, right? Taking care as a wise parent. Studies have shown that cows will naturally gravitate, this is interesting, to the healthiest and most nutritionally rich grasses. That makes sense completely. Nature knows how to nourish and heal itself, right? Exactly. Not like humans, like, here you go. Here, have this. Try this. Here you go, dog. Here you go. Here, come on. Spiffy. It's like, whoa, that ain't even the food that they eat, right? We know where we belong or where we vibrate. So it's like, but we've gotten so mixed up for so long, or just had to deal with or go with it, right? So now it's like, wait, hold on, wait. And if I don't really need that, maybe I don't need nothing at all right now. I don't just have to settle, right? Set. I don't have to settle for set when I'm looking for Osiris, right? Shut up. That's all I'm saying. I think I already found him. I already found his ass. Once or twice. All right, here we go. Nature knows how to nourish itself and heal itself. Our bodies can guide us towards what they need for healing, as can our soul. As we recondition ourselves to listen rather than demand, we tap into the healing guidance of the divine feminine dwelling within us. Heart chakra, not the human heart, the heart chakra, the divine. What you derive pleasure from consuming at a physical, emotional, and psychological level will shift as your relationship to yourself changes. Rather than it being an act of will to be healthy, as you move towards what brings you authentic fulfillment, it will begin to feel like an act of pleasure. Totally. You get like high off of the vibration just coming up through yourself because it's like, oh, whoa, wait a sec. It's like when you get excited when you're a kid. Like, it's like, wait, we're going to go to the water park? Or wait a minute, right? It's like whatever you get excited about, right? It's that feeling times 10 and then again. And it's like, what? And I'm not kidding. It's like, yeah, I have goosebumps talking about it. It's happening now. It's serious. And there ain't nothing like it. And it's like, you don't have to consume or take in anything except just be and allow. And then by shedding the density, you vibrate so high, it just comes out. Ah! The moon rings like a bell. Still ringing. Or the 52 Wallaby Way Sherman. Tori, you can't speak whale. Yes, I can. I can't remember your name, but I know you're familiar. Oh, who are you? That's me all day. I know your name. I know I've seen it before. I'm like, and then I'm like, whoop, and I get like turned over there. So, in a whole nother. I found Sherman. Sherman. Remember was a Nutty Professor too? I got too many things. See, spirits and ancestors. Really, so I got all these things coming in at once. Got Nutty Professor. Remember, like Hercules. I remember Eddie Murphy played all those different characters. Pretty impressive. Okay. How many characters you got running around inside of you? Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Then you will be turning nourishment into a sacred act of honoring the gift of your body, mind, and soul. Absolutely. And that's why we're here, because otherwise it's like we're not being grateful for the life we have and the body we have and the air we're breathing and the ability to be able to like wake up and go to sleep every day and intermingle and have things and do things and whatever have you. It's like, no, I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful. It's like that. All right, so healing process. Saying the following aloud. From my spirit, I say this truth. I am grateful for the gift of this mind, body, and soul, which allow my spirit to experience the gift of a human life. Right on. May I be assisted in all ways to discover the best and most beautiful ways to nurture all aspects of myself. May that inner nurturing flow into all aspects of my life, helping to nurture all of my life around me through divine wisdom and grace. May all beings be fed with what is truly needed through divine grace and courageous, wise use of our free will as human beings. So be it. Bit about the being human beings part though, because yes, but again, now we're coming into multidimensional, or this is we're coming. You're gonna start like comprehending more like the star systems we come from, our star DNA, our extra and ultra terrestrial, right? The different planetary bodies and alignments that are mixed up and part of our soul's consciousness. So there's a lot more to us, again, like I said, than this human skin that we are vibrating in, right? Which is the largest organ that we are living in, right? That stretches and moves, right? Stretch and move with us. It heals itself when it gets boo-boos, right? So again, nature knows what to do, what to eat, and how to heal itself when we allow it to, when we're listening, right? So it doesn't mean that, like, because sometimes we do stupid shit and we get it's like go skateboarding, we fall, we bust a freaking leg or something. It's not like, we can, I mean, well, yes, that is true though, too. So yeah, see, I started speaking too soon. So yeah, because we're way more than human beings, and human beings are babies on the spectrum. So it's like we've been running around like thinking, right, as babies, kids. Yeah, right. It's like we know what we're like. If you ever watch Owl House, there's the little dog on there. I love that show. And he's like, I'm king. And he wears like it's like an empty popcorn container on his head at one point. And that's like his crown. And, but he remembers being king, and it's so cute. He's like this little puppy dog. Anyhow, I freaking love that show. If you don't know Owl House, it's on Disney. I definitely recommend checking it out. Owl House. All right, it says, place your hands at your heart. You have finished your healing process. So yeah, just allowing, I'm not like, ain't nothing wrong with being human. We love being human too, right? Mama the living, we love the living. We love living. Nana Baluku, she rests to create. I'm not going to read this one right now on this one, but this came out also before, which I just love. I'll show you which 3 came out. They came out while I was on the phone with my friend in Florida, who's staying with an old elder friend of mine. Not that he's elder, we're all around the same age, but they are all elders, yeah. And so yeah, that was pretty cool. So this the one I just read came out, Pacha Carmack, and then Nana Baluku, she rests to create. So take time to rest. When we dream is when we create. The imagination, don't let someone else. We don't want to live in someone else's dream or nightmare no more, right? And then Diamond Tiger of the Black Moon. Second chances bring success. And the moon, so lots of the soul, the moon, resting, going into the dark, creating, right? All light is birthed in the dark. And power of good. That's a nice one too. Anya Durga. Anya. So I'm just gonna quick to close out. I'll read the turquoise card, number 39. And again, I so appreciate you coming to hang out and have a beautiful, amazing Labor Day, Memorial weekend. What is today's date? May 27th. Oh, and it's 7:07. May 27th. 9. Today's 20 at 2. Today's a 20 day. Well, 39. Okay, turquoise. True riches. Copper is a conductor of electricity. Copper-based stone attracting good fortune since antiquity. Turquoise was popular for protective amulets, sacred to Hathor, Venus, and to Buddha. It linked earth and sky and made a potent love charm. Your pathway is one of self-realization. Qualities you cultivate now drive your spiritual evolution forward. Draw on your karmic wisdom and past life skills. Release vows that no longer serve you and speak what used to be unspeakable, right? Be authentic to yourself and speak up for yourself when you need to. And otherwise, remember, silence is golden. And sometimes we don't need to engage or respond. Divination. Watch your health and avoid polluted environments. And that also means us being full of pollution because we're not taking the time and space to process things and spitting it out or demanding or, right, running around in right? We don't want to be the ones being the spreader of the virus either, right? Of disease, right? All right. Qualities that you cultivate now drive your spiritual evolution forward. Draw on your karmic wisdom and past life skills. Release vows that no longer serve you and speak what used to be unspeakable. Sorry, I just repeated my whole self. I do that often now. Dory. Watch your health and avoid polluted environments. Brilliant success and happiness are coming. Fortune favors you. You navigate the way forward with sure-footed confidence, but watch your personal safety and deal with problems immediately. Well, be cautious. It's I don't like watch, right? Be mindful. Like I wrote in the other thing, be mindful, or like the other thing said, not watchful. Be mindful. Watchful sounds a little scary. Like watch out. Be mindful, right? And aware, because there's a lot of nasty shit going on. 11717. Yeah, a lot of others that have been trying to take our destiny, mess up our lives, and they actually, they have done stuff. But it's like at the same time, obviously our souls needed to be with your souls so that there were grander lessons of the souls. So it's all good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Good friends accompany you. You are in the spotlight, and others rely on you. Your true riches lie not in the bank, but in your heart. But that's the truth, motherfuckers. Look out, right? Starbucks. Think about that word, right? Starbucks. We're in the money. Cosmic dust. Frequency, medium to high. Chakra, throat and third eye. Timing, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Pisces, and soul path. Attuning to inner riches. And it's 7-11. So we got Eye of the Storm and Turquoise. And those are two, if you maybe want to look into the metaphysics or whatever else, maybe these two might mean a little more to you than that even. But that was a pretty beautiful reading, right? Connecting earth and sky, being the eye of the storm, right? As above, so below, and we're that pillar in between. So again, being that eye of the storm, and then turquoise connects the earth and the sky, right? Sacred to Hathor, which is Venus, also Isis, also Mary, also Lucifer. Which means what? Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Which means really nothing. Everybody, right? Sun sign goes up, can go up pretty high. You don't want it to get stuck up there, right? You want to bring it back down into center. Because again, all light is birthed from the dark matter. And matter is the mother of all demons, right? That's pretty deep right there. Matter is the mother of all demons. What's matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? You good. I'm just pulling one Starseed Oracle card because I'm just being guided to before I say ciao bella for now. We got two. Earth pulsing. Pulse of the mother. Slow down. Time in nature. So that's why Spirit had one more message. And deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing, which, yeah, yesterday, what did I pull? Which was the emotional cleansing stone or whatever have you. Yeah, emotional cleansing. So again, yeah, deep cellular healing will be said, right? Activate DNA, rejuvenate, regenerate, clear, get rid of any of the junk that don't need to be in there. Right? Just like a nice, like when we're cleaning out any system, right? Or the Earth system. Well, that's truth. I was just reading at the bottom of the deck, it says Earth School, so I read that while I was trying to say like a filtering system, right? Like cleaning a pool or cleaning any kind of, right? The sewage system, any kind of system that needs to be cleaned, right? Life lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning. That's so pretty. So on that note, remember, this is probably how you got here. Your soul decided to jump down into a human physical vessel, which was your mama, most likely, right? And then you grew within the womb and you went through a death and rebirth within the womb of your mother because you lived there while you were, right? While your organs were forming and your body and, right? The basis of who you are. And then we were birthed from, right, a liquid state into the air, right? So that's a death and a rebirth, right? The the genie pool, and the genes of Isis, right? Genesis. Genies. Shadows, same as vapors. Where did those come from, too, right? The steam rises up from boiling water. Ugh. What else rises up? Oh, that sounded perverted. I didn't mean it that way, but that was pretty funny. And steam or foam rising up is different than, right? Wood. And if you ain't got no wood going on inside because you broke your cross, right? If the cross got broken, one went against their own grain, then that snapped. So, right, you gotta bring it back. Fill those pieces up. Collect those pieces of the soul, right? To allow fulfillment to enter the vessel so that we can all feel more at home within ourselves. And that's really the goal. And on that note, I love y'all. And thank you for coming to hang out with my crazy ass. And I'll see you next time. And please like, subscribe, and hit the little belly bell. And yeah, I feel like that's so like blah to say all the time. Just do it. Later. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out.